Okay, this is 8.3 part 2. If you haven't watched part 1, please go back and do so because it talks about the central tendency of the mean. This is a central tendency median. So we're going to look at the median and figure out how to do this. So the median of a set of data is the value in the middle when the data is in order. Now, you can arrange your data from largest to smallest or smallest to largest. I typically do smallest to largest, so that's how I do things. But the data has to be in order before you find the middlemost score. So if we look at this first one, where's the middle? Because the data set is small, I can just start crossing out the endpoints until I work my way into the middle. So the middle of this data, or the median of this particular data, is 5. Now, I look at the second example. It says 12, 5, 3, 1, and 8. These are not in order. So first we have to reorder it. So if I reorder it in order, smallest to largest, I do 1, 3, 5, 8, and 12. Okay, I'm just making sure I have all those numbers. Yep, looks good. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to work my way into the center. So again, crossing out those endpoints, working my way in, we see that the median, or the middle, is again 5. So now let's look at this last one. Where's the middle? So if we do the same method, first we have to look to make sure they're in order, and it says 1, 3, 5, 8, 12, and 15. So the answer is yes. Then we work our way in. So start at the endpoints, work your way in. This time around, I didn't get a clear middle. But what I have is 5 and 8. So when that happens, you're going to add the middlemost two together. And then we're going to divide that by 2. Essentially, we are taking the mean of the middlemost two values. Okay, so if I do that, I do 5 plus 8 divided by 2. 13 divided by 2 is 6.5. That is the median of that data. So if we look at that, if we have an odd number of data points, the median is easy to find because it's the absolute middle. But if we have an even number of data points, as in the last example I just did, then we find the middlemost 2 and divide that by 2. So this next box in our notes talks about how to find the median of very large data. Okay, so if you can arrange your data in order from smallest to largest, you're set. That has to be done first. Now, if the number of data values is odd, then the median is the middle value, which we saw in the first 2 examples. To find the position of this value, it can be found by rounding n plus 2 up to the next whole number. Alternatively, we can say n plus 1 divided by 2. Okay, so that's telling me the position. And this position, or the ability to find the median's position, is very handy when we have larger data values than what we saw in those 3 examples. If the number of data values is even, then there is no middle value. So we have to find the mean. And to find the 2 positions of those middle values, I do n divided by 2, that finds the first position, and n divided by 2 plus 1 finds the second position. So we're going to see this in action. So let's look at this next example. If we have 85 data items, where is the median? So it's asking me basically what's the position of that middlemost score. So 85 is odd. So all I have to do is take n plus 1, so the number of data points plus 1, and divide that by 2. So n plus 1, 85 plus 1 divided by 2, we get 86 divided by 2, which is 43. So the 43rd position of that data set will give us the median. And I'm going to pull this out a little bit. There we go. Okay, so let's look at the next one. If we have 240 data items, where is the median? So 240 is odd. So we have to find the two middlemost values. Okay? All right. So we're going to find the first one. So the first one is done by taking n divided by 2. So 240 divided by 2 is 120. So that's the one value. And the second one is found by taking n divided by 2 plus 1. So again, 120 is n divided by 2. And then I add it, it's 121. So the reason why I'm not continuing on with this is because I have to find the position of the median. Well, it's in between the 120th value and the 121st value. So the position, I guess I'll write that down. Is in between the 120th and the 121st position. I should put data position or data position. Okay. All right. So let's look at this next one. Find the median salary for a small company with the following salaries. All right, guys. We made frequency distribution tables. Frequency is going to tell you how many things you have. So in this case, it's number of employees. So n equals 2 plus 5 plus 4 plus 1. So 2 and 5 is 7, and 4 and 1 is 5. And 7 plus 5 gives me 12. So n equals 12. Okay. So if I want to find the middlemost data, 12 is even. So I have to find the two middlemost scores. Okay. So let's check this out. The beginning, two salaries have 25,000, so I have to move on. And then if I add 2 plus 5, I get 7. So my scores fall here, right in this bracket. Okay, again, I just added 5 and 2 to get 7. And because n is even, I have to figure out the middlemost value. So let's do the left value. So n divided by 2. So 12 divided by 2 is 6th position. And then n divided by 2 plus 1, we also need the 7th position of data. Again, I'm in this bracket right here. Oops. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the 6th and 7th and add them together. Let me fix that. So accidentally erased that. So okay, again. So 6th position plus 7th position. Okay, and we're going to divide that by 2. So the 6th position, if I look over here, again, that's in that 30,000 range. And then the 7th position is also in the 30,000th range, and we're going to divide that by 2. So since it's the same number, if I divide it by 2, I'm going to get 30,000 as the result. And that is the median salary. And we did this problem before, and it asked, is the mean a good indicator? And the answer is no, the median is. Because the median doesn't fall into the trap of having like outliers. Okay, so median works for this particular problem. 30,000 is the median. We asked students how many classes they were taking. Find the median number of classes being taken. Again, if you want to know n, you have to look at the total frequency. Okay, so we're going to ignore the 0, 4, 5, 6, 9, 11, and 12, and we're going to look at the frequency. So to find n, I'm going to take 100 plus 200 plus 600 plus 550 plus 110 plus 65 plus 42. So let's go ahead and add those up. I'm going to use my calculator here. So you guys should be doing this too. So 100 plus 200 plus 600 plus 550 plus 110 plus 65 plus 42. And I'm double checking to make sure all my numbers look good. And voila, they look great. So the total is 1667. Okay, 1667 is odd. So to find the position of the middlemost score, I'm going to take n plus 1 divided by 2. So n, remember, is 1667. I'm going to add 1 to that and divide that by 2. So it's 1668 divided by 2. So 834 is going to be the position of the middlemost score. Now we have to find the 834th data position. Okay, so we come back over here and I look at the chart. So 100 is the first one, plus 200, that is 300. 300 and 600 is 900. Okay, so I can tell the 834th data position has to fall in here. Okay, so the 834th position would have to be 600, because that's the value there. So 600 would be my answer. That would be my median of this data. So again, with these, if you have large data, you're going to find the position of what the median is. So to find that, if the data is odd, you take n plus 1 divided by 2. That'll give you the position of the middlemost score. Then you go into your chart and look for where that position would fall and find your answer. Okay, and by the way, the 600 is not the answer. I went back and read it. The 600 corresponds to 5. So 5 classes would be the answer of the median number of classes students are taking. So again, as it's stated in class, please make sure you go back and read the problem just to make sure we're answering it. Okay guys, I'm going to end the second video. We'll pick up on the third video. It's just going to cover the mode.